There's a truth we often forget when life feels uncertain, messy, or overwhelming. You have been chosen, not by accident, not by coincidence, but with intention. You weren't placed here without purpose. There's a plan woven into the very fabric of who you are, even when you can't see it clearly. It's easy to question why challenges appear in our lives or why we feel lost at times, but maybe those moments of doubt and struggle are not detours. Maybe they're part of the path. We often think that being chosen means the road will be smooth, but being chosen means you are strong enough to weather the storm. You are meant to face the winds, stand in the rain, and come out stronger. Courage isn't the absence of fear or struggle, it's showing up despite it. You are chosen with intention, not by accident or coincidence. Think about that for a moment. In a world of billions with endless possibilities, you are here in this moment exactly as you are. It's easy to dismiss ourselves as just another person, another soul navigating life, but the truth is far more profound. You were not placed here by chance. There is a reason you are where you are, and there is a purpose woven into the very essence of your being. It's tempting to believe that our lives are just a series of random events, that our existence is merely a roll of the dice. But deep down, there's a whisper, a quiet, steady voice that says, "You matter." That voice reminds you that you have a place in this world that no one else can fill. Your gifts, your perspective, your story, they all contribute to a larger picture. And while the plan for you may not always be clear, its presence is undeniable. Being chosen means you are not overlooked. Even in moments when you feel unseen, unheard, or misunderstood, there is a greater plan that sees you fully. Every experience you've had, every challenge you've faced, every triumph you've celebrated, it's all part of something much bigger than you can imagine. There's an intricate design behind your existence, one that values every part of who you are, including the parts you may not even value yourself. When you begin to embrace this truth, everything changes. You stop asking, "Why me?" and start saying, "Why not me?" You recognize that being chosen doesn't mean life will be easy, but it does mean you are equipped for the journey. You realize that your life is not a series of random moments, but a story with purpose, meaning, and significance. And in that realization, you find the courage to show up, to keep going, and to trust that even when the path feels unclear, you are exactly where you need to be. You are chosen, not by accident, but with intention, with love, and with a plan that only you can fulfill. Would you like me to expand on another point? Challenges are part of the path, not detours. It's human nature to see struggles as obstacles, as moments that pull us away from where we're meant to be. We often find ourselves asking, "Why is this happening to me? What did I do to deserve this?" But what if the challenges we face aren't roadblocks, but essential parts of the journey itself? What if every hardship is actually shaping us, refining us, and preparing us for what's to come? It's easy to believe that a chosen path should be smooth, without pain or difficulty. But the truth is, being chosen doesn't mean being shielded from struggle. It means being trusted with it. There's a reason why the most meaningful stories, the most inspiring journeys are filled with trials and setbacks. Growth isn't born from comfort. Strength isn't built in ease. The moments that stretch us, that test our limits, that bring us to our knees, those are the moments that transform us. They are not signs that we've lost our way. They are proof that we are on it. Imagine for a moment that every challenge you've faced was never meant to break you, but to build you. The heartbreak, the disappointment, the uncertainty, they weren't mistakes. They were lessons, gifts in disguise, opportunities to discover your own resilience. You are not meant to avoid the fire. You are meant to walk through it and come out stronger. Every setback, every moment of doubt, every tear you've shed is part of the path you're meant to walk. These challenges don't push you away from your purpose, they push you deeper into it. So when life feels hard, when the weight feels too heavy, remember this: the struggle is not a sign that you've strayed from the plan. It's a reminder that you are on it. Every challenge is shaping you into the person you're meant to be, preparing you for what's next, and proving that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. Embrace the challenges, not as detours, but as necessary steps on the path you were always meant to take. Would you like me to expand another point or refine any part of the speech? Being chosen means you are strong enough to endure hardships. It's easy to doubt that when life feels overwhelming, when the weight of the world rests on your shoulders and every step forward feels like a battle. But being chosen doesn't mean you'll never face difficulties. It means you have the strength within you to face them head on. There's a quiet, unshakable power inside you, even if you don't always feel it. Strength isn't always loud or obvious. Sometimes strength is simply getting out of bed when every part of you wants to give up. Sometimes strength is choosing hope when fear is louder. Being chosen doesn't mean you have to be fearless. It means you have the courage to keep going despite your fears. It means that even when life knocks you down, you have the capacity to rise again. There will be moments when you question if you're strong enough, when you wonder if you can handle what's ahead. But the truth is, you already have. Every challenge you've faced, every hardship you've overcome is proof of your strength. You've survived your worst days. You've stood tall in moments that tried to break you. That strength is not accidental, it's intentional. You were never chosen because life would be easy for you. You were chosen because you are resilient, because your spirit is unbreakable. Hardships don't define your limits, they reveal your strength. Every moment you keep moving forward, despite the weight you carry, is a testament to the power within you. And that power is not temporary or fleeting. It's part of who you are. You don't need to be perfect to be strong. You don't need to have all the answers to keep going. Strength is found in the willingness to show up, to be seen, to keep trying. When the world feels too heavy, remember this: you are chosen because you have the strength to carry it. You are chosen because even in the darkest times, your light refuses to go out. Your strength is not measured by how many times life challenges you, but by how many times you rise despite it. And you will rise again and again because that's who you are. You were chosen not for an easy journey, but for a meaningful one. And you are more than strong enough to walk it. Would you like me to expand on another point? You are chosen with intention, not by accident or coincidence. It's easy to feel like just another face in the crowd, another voice lost in the noise of the world, but the truth is far deeper. You are here for a reason. Your life is not a random event, not a mistake, but a deliberate choice made with purpose. There's something about you, your heart, your soul, your unique story that was meant to exist exactly as it is, exactly where it is. Even when you feel unseen, unheard, or forgotten, there is a plan that sees you, knows you, and calls you forward. Being chosen doesn't mean being perfect, it means being real. It means showing up with all your flaws, your fears, your doubts, and still knowing you have a place in this world that no one else can fill. You don't need to have it all figured out. You don't need to be fearless or flawless to be part of something bigger than yourself. What you bring to the table, your authenticity, your vulnerability, your courage, is exactly what was needed when you were chosen. Sometimes we look at our lives and wonder, why me? Why now? But what if the better question is, why not me? Why not you to bring light where there is darkness? Why not you to offer hope where there is despair? Why not you to love in a world that desperately needs it? The truth is, you've been equipped for this moment. Every experience, every challenge, every triumph, and even every failure has shaped you for the journey ahead. You've been prepared, not by accident, but with intention. There will be times when you question if you're enough, times when you wonder if you're really meant for something more. But remember this, you were chosen for a reason. You have a purpose that no one else can fulfill. You have a story that no one else can tell. And no matter how ordinary you may feel, the plan for your life is extraordinary. Trust it. Embrace it, live it, because you are here in this moment, not by accident, but by design. You are chosen. Perfection is not required, authenticity is. There's a myth we often believe that to be worthy, to be chosen, we must be perfect. We think we need to have all the answers, to always be strong, to never make mistakes. But the truth is, perfection was never part of the plan for you. You were never asked to be flawless. You were asked to be real. The beauty of your journey isn't in how perfect you appear, but in how authentic you are willing to be. Your vulnerability, your honesty, your willingness to show up exactly as you are, that's where your true strength lies. There's freedom in understanding that you don't have to wear a mask or hide your imperfections to be part of something greater. The plan for your life was never dependent on you being perfect. It was built around you being human. Every scar you carry, every fear you faced, every time you stumbled and stood up again, it all matters. Your authenticity invites others to be real too. When you show up as you are without pretending to have it all together, you give others permission to do the same. Being chosen doesn't mean you have to be the strongest, the smartest, or the most put together person in the room. It means being true to who you are, even when it's hard. It means having the courage to say, "This is me," fully and completely. Your authenticity is a gift, not a flaw. The world doesn't need another perfect person. It needs you, raw, and unfiltered. The plan for your life doesn't crumble because of your imperfections. It thrives because of your willingness to embrace them. So let go of the pressure to be perfect. Let go of the fear that your flaws make you unworthy. Your authenticity is your superpower. The truth about being chosen is that it has nothing to do with being perfect and everything to do with being genuine. Show up as you are, trust that it's enough, and know that the plan for you is not built on perfection, but on the power of your authenticity. Vulnerability is a source of power, not weakness. We are often taught that to be strong, we must build walls around our hearts, hide our fears, and never let the world see us struggle. But the truth is, real strength is found in the exact opposite. Being vulnerable, allowing yourself to be seen fully and completely, even when you're uncertain or afraid, that is where your true power lies. Vulnerability is not about being fragile. It's about being brave enough to open yourself up despite the risk. It's about showing the world who you are, even when you fear judgment or failure. When you embrace vulnerability, you open yourself to connection, to growth, and to transformation. It's easy to put on armor and pretend that nothing affects you, but there's no courage in hiding. The real courage comes from standing in the middle of the storm, heart open, hand shaking, and saying, "This is me." Your willingness to be vulnerable invites others to connect with you on a deeper level. It creates space for love, empathy, and understanding, and most importantly, it allows you to be honest with yourself. Being chosen doesn't mean you have to be invincible. It means you are willing to show up, even when you feel exposed. Vulnerability is the birthplace of creativity, joy, and resilience. Every time you take a risk, every time you share your truth, every time you admit you're not perfect, you are stepping into your power. You were never meant to go through life untouched by pain or fear. You were meant to feel deeply, to care deeply, and to show up even when it's hard. There's immense power in saying, "I don't have all the answers, but I'm here anyway." The plan for your life doesn't ask you to be bulletproof, it asks you to be real. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's the truest form of courage. It's standing tall, not because you have no fear, but because you refuse to let fear keep you hidden. You are chosen, and your power lies not in being untouchable, but in being open. Vulnerability doesn't make you weak, it proves just how strong you truly are. Every setback, challenge, and choice to persevere is part of the plan. It's easy to believe that obstacles mean we've strayed from our path, that difficulties signal something has gone wrong. But what if every setback wasn't a mistake, but a deliberate piece of the journey? What if every challenge you face was not meant to stop you, but to shape you? The truth is, nothing in your life is wasted. Every moment of struggle, every tear shed, every time you question whether you could keep going, it all matters. It's all part of something bigger than you can see right now. We often want the path to be easy, to be free of pain or uncertainty. But growth doesn't happen in comfort. Strength isn't built in ease. Every challenge you've faced has added another layer to your resilience. Every time life knocked you down and you stood up again, you proved that you are stronger than you ever believed. The hard moments, the ones that make you question everything, are the very moments that carve you into who you are meant to be. They are not detours, they are the path itself. When you look back at your life, you'll realize that the moments you thought would break you were actually the ones that built you. The moments you wanted to give up were the moments that prepared you for what's coming next. There is no part of your journey that is accidental. Even your failures, even your doubts, even your darkest days, you are all part of the story being written through you. And every time you choose to keep going, to keep believing, to keep showing up, you are living out that plan with courage and grace. Perseverance is not just about surviving, it's about thriving despite the odds. It's about saying, this is hard, but I'm not giving up. You were never promised an easy road, but you were promised a meaningful one. And every challenge you face is proof that you are capable, that you are strong, and that you are exactly where you need to be. Don't let the setbacks convince you that you've lost your way. They are reminders that you are on it. The plan for you is unfolding, even in the hard moments, especially in the hard moments. And every time you choose to persevere, you honor that plan in the most beautiful way possible. Even when the path seems unclear, the plan for your life remains. There are moments in life when everything feels uncertain, when the road ahead is covered in fog and nothing seems to make sense. In those moments, it's easy to question whether there's a plan at all. Doubt creeps in, whispering that maybe you've lost your way, maybe you've made too many mistakes, maybe you're just wandering without direction. But the truth is, even when you can't see it, the plan is still there. Even when you feel lost, you are exactly where you need to be. Life isn't meant to be a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, and unexpected detours. But every step you take, even the ones that feel uncertain, is part of the journey. Trusting the plan doesn't mean you'll always know what's next. It means believing that even in the chaos, there is purpose. It means understanding that clarity doesn't always come immediately, but that doesn't mean the plan has disappeared. Just because you don't see the full picture yet doesn't mean it isn't being painted. Uncertainty can be terrifying. It can make you feel vulnerable and out of control, but it can also be a space where growth happens, where faith is built, and where resilience is born. Sometimes not knowing what comes next is exactly what allows you to become who you're meant to be. The path may not always be visible, but it's always there, steady beneath your feet. You don't have to have all the answers to keep moving forward. Trust isn't about having a map. It's about believing that the journey has meaning even when the destination is unclear. You are not lost. You are becoming. Every step you take, every choice you make, every moment of uncertainty is leading you somewhere important. The plan for your life doesn't vanish when you feel unsure. It remains constant and unwavering, waiting for you to trust it, even when it's hard. And when you do, you'll realize that the path was never gone. It was simply waiting for you to take the next step. Trust that even when the way forward seems unclear, you are still being guided. You are still chosen. The plan for you is still unfolding beautifully and intentionally, even when you can't yet see where it leads. You are never alone on this journey, even when it feels like you are. There will be moments when the weight of the world feels too heavy, when silence surrounds you and you wonder if anyone truly sees you. In those moments, loneliness can feel overwhelming, and it's easy to believe that you are walking this path alone. But the truth is, no matter how isolated you feel, you are never truly alone. There is a presence that walks beside you, even when you can't feel it. There is a plan that holds you, even when you can't see it. And there are people, often unseen, who are rooting for you, who believe in you, and who are inspired by your journey. Loneliness doesn't mean abandonment. It means you're human. We all long for connection, for someone to say, I see you, I'm with you. And even when those voices seem distant, there is a deeper truth that you are never forgotten. You are held, supported, and loved, even in your quietest, most vulnerable moments. The strength to keep going doesn't come from never feeling alone. It comes from knowing that even in solitude, you are supported by something greater than yourself. There will be days when you question everything, when doubt whispers that no one cares, that your journey is invisible. But remember this, your existence matters, your story matters. Every step you take, even the small unseen ones, is significant. You are never walking this path unnoticed. The plan for your life is not solitary, it's connected to a greater whole. Even when you can't hear the applause, know that your courage echoes far beyond what you can see. There are people you've touched, hearts you've inspired, even without realizing it. So when the journey feels lonely, don't give up. Don't believe the lie that you are alone. You are surrounded by unseen support, by a plan that holds you close, by a presence that never leaves. Your journey is not a solitary one. It's a testament to resilience, to hope, and to connection. And every step you take, even in the loneliness, is a reminder that you are chosen, guided, and never truly alone. Keep going. Even when you feel unseen, you are making an impact. Even when you feel unheard, your voice matters. And even when you feel alone, you are deeply, profoundly supported. As you stand at this moment in your journey, remember that being chosen is not about perfection, ease, or certainty. It's about embracing the beautiful complexity of who you are and trusting that every step you take is leading you somewhere meaningful. Life will challenge you, push you, and at times make you question everything. But within those moments lies the truth. You are chosen because you have something extraordinary to offer this world, something that no one else can. Your story, your voice, your presence, it all matters more than you can imagine. There will be days when you feel strong and days when you feel broken, days when hope feels abundant and days when it feels far away. But through it all, the plan for your life remains steady. Even when you can't see the path ahead, trust that it's there. Even when you feel unworthy, trust that you are more than enough. Even when fear tries to convince you to step back, have the courage to move forward. Because you were chosen not for an easy road, but for a meaningful one. Let go of the need to have it all figured out. Let go of the pressure to be perfect. What you bring to the world by simply being yourself, your authentic, vulnerable, resilient self, is exactly what is needed. Your strength is not in never falling, but in always rising. Your power is not in being flawless, but in being real. And your purpose is not in being everything to everyone, but in being true to yourself. Trust that every setback is shaping you, every challenge is building you, and every moment of uncertainty is preparing you for something greater. The plan for your life is not fragile, it is unbreakable. And no matter where you find yourself today, know that you are exactly where you need to be. You are never alone, never forgotten, and never without purpose. You are chosen. And that truth, no matter how many times you question it, will never change. Step forward with courage, with hope, and with the unwavering belief that the best is yet to come.